Imagine waking up one morning and the name of your firstborn child is just gone. Not on the tip of your tongue, not slipping away, gone. As if a thief crept into your mind while you slept and erased a file you thought was permanently saved. That's not a metaphor. That's what's happening to millions of people right now, eating what they believe is a normal diet. They feel sharp. They feel fine. They have no idea a demolition crew is already inside their heads, working the night shift. And they should be terrified. For decades, we accepted a tragic lie. We were told a fading memory and a slower mind are the natural price of a long life. You reach a certain age, and your brain simply becomes a casualty of time. That story is comforting, it's convenient, and it is dangerously wrong. The real story is far more frightening and infinitely more empowering. What if the very thing you believe is keeping you alive is actually dismantling your mind from the inside out? What if the erosion of your memory isn't an act of time, but the predictable result of a daily ritual you perform 3 times a day without thinking? The answer is not hidden in your genes. It is on your dinner plate. And according to the latest neuroscience, the damage is not only faster than we ever imagined, it is happening to you right now. Researchers at Rush University Medical Center tracked thousands of adults over many years. The results were staggering. A diet high in ultra-processed foods, the kind lining the middle aisles of every grocery store, is directly correlated with a 25% faster rate of cognitive decline. 25%. That's the equivalent of your brain aging an extra 3 to 5 years beyond its biological clock. But that's just the beginning. A separate study published in Neurology used advanced brain imaging to look at the physical structures inside older adults' heads. The results were chilling. They found a direct correlation between certain foods and measurable shrinkage in the hippocampus, your brain's primary memory center. These were not people with dementia. These were functioning adults who felt fine. Their brains were physically getting smaller years before any symptoms appeared. You could walk into a doctor's office today, pass every cognitive test, and your brain could already be a smaller, less functional version of what it was a decade ago. The war for your mind is being fought, and you might not even know it. To understand the enemy, you must understand the battlefield. Your brain is the most metabolically demanding organ in your body, consuming 20% of your total energy while representing only 2% of your weight. Everything you eat is converted into biological signals that travel directly to your brain. Your bloodstream is a river system, and every meal is a shipment of cargo. That cargo can be vital building materials, or it can be loaded with toxins and inflammatory molecules. The central engine of this destruction is chronic inflammation, not the painful swelling from an injury. This is a low-grade biological fire that burns inside you for years. This fire attacks your brain on multiple fronts. It batters the blood vessels that ferry oxygen to your neurons. It activates your brain's immune cells to consume your synaptic connections, the very architecture of your memories. It suppresses BDNF, the fertilizer your brain needs to grow and repair. And it damages the mitochondria inside your cells, shutting down the energy supply and causing neurons to starve and die. Think of your brain as a thriving city. Your neurons are the magnificent skyscrapers. Your blood vessels are the highways. Inflammation is not a dramatic bomb. It's a slow, relentless infrastructure collapse. Roadways crumble, supplies fail, buildings crack, entire districts go dark. The city you once knew becomes a ghost town. Now let's name the 6 demolition agents responsible. First, trans fats. The industrial kind created to extend shelf life. They still hide in certain margarines, commercial fried foods, and packaged baked goods. Trans fats attack your brain on 2 fronts. They devastate your cholesterol profile, starving your brain of blood flow. And they are powerfully pro-inflammatory, turning flexible neuronal membranes into rigid, dysfunctional structures. A neurology study found higher blood levels of trans fats tied directly to lower brain volume and worse memory performance. Second, refined sugar and sugary drinks. This is the most insidious enemy. The moment you drink that soda, your blood glucose spikes. Insulin floods in to suppress it. Repeat this daily, and your cells begin ignoring insulin, a condition called insulin resistance. And this doesn't just happen in your belly, it happens in your brain. Some researchers now call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes because the pattern of insulin resistance in the brain mirrors the body's metabolic dysfunction. Brain cells lose the ability to burn glucose. They starve. They become less connected, more vulnerable to destruction. UCLA research confirmed a high-fructose diet impaired learning and memory. Human studies link higher sugar intake to a smaller hippocampus and worse memory test scores. Liquid sugar is the most dangerous delivery mechanism of all. Third, ultra-processed foods. These are industrial creations, modified starches, emulsifiers, artificial flavors, chemical preservatives engineered to be hyper-palatable. Think instant noodles, packaged snack cakes, fast food nuggets. The landmark study showing 30% faster cognitive decline is far from alone. Multiple independent studies across different countries have converged on the same brutal conclusion. More ultra-processed food equals faster cognitive disintegration. These products deliver a triple whammy: refined carbs, trans fats, and sodium all at once. They displace nutrient-dense foods, create deficiencies, and devastate the gut microbiome. The rule is brutally simple. If it comes in a package filled with ingredients you cannot pronounce, your brain does not want it. Fourth, excess sodium. Most people consume 2 to 4 times the recommended level, primarily through processed foods. Excess sodium drives up blood pressure, which batters the delicate walls of blood vessels penetrating deep into brain tissue. This produces cerebral small vessel disease. Tiny arteries become narrowed, stiffened, and blocked. The result is chronically oxygen-deprived brain tissue and silent strokes that accumulate over years without obvious symptoms. Anything that compromises your vascular system is a direct attack on your memory. Fifth, alcohol. The science here has shifted dramatically. A major analysis in The Lancet concluded no level of alcohol consumption is entirely safe for brain health. Alcohol is directly neurotoxic. It damages neurons through oxidative stress and inflammation. It disrupts sleep architecture, and since deep sleep is when your brain's lymphatic system flushes out toxic proteins, every night of alcohol-disrupted sleep means more toxic accumulation. It depletes thiamine, a deficiency that can cause permanent memory destruction. For the aging brain, regular alcohol consumption is a significant neurological risk. Sixth, processed meats. Bacon, hot dogs, salami, deli meats. These are preserved with nitrates, nitrites, and extreme sodium. They are aggressively pro-inflammatory, associated with elevated CRP. They are loaded with advanced glycation end products. Nitrates directly disrupt mitochondrial function in neurons. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found higher processed meat intake associated with significantly faster cognitive decline. A separate study linked frequent consumption to a substantially higher risk of developing dementia. Now, let's be clear. This is not a verdict. It is a map. A map that shows you exactly how to find your way back. The narrative of inevitable decline is false. Your brain is a dynamic organ designed to repair itself. The secret is providing the right tools. Here are 6 foods that can rebuild your brain. First, blueberries. Packed with anthocyanins, among the most potent natural anti-inflammatory compounds ever studied. A landmark Salk Institute study found a compound in blueberries called ficitin triggers the clearance of senescent cells from the brain. University of Exeter research found older adults who consumed blueberry juice daily showed improved cerebral blood flow and superior cognitive performance. A long-term study found women who ate at least 2 servings weekly experienced cognitive aging slowed by an estimated 2.5 years. Add them to oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, eat them straight from the bowl. Second, whole eggs. Egg yolks are one of the richest sources of choline, the precursor to acetylcholine, critical for memory formation and processing speed. As we age, acetylcholine production declines. Eggs also deliver lutein and zeaxanthin, which shield neurons from oxidative destruction. They are rich in B vitamins that reduce homocysteine, a driver of brain atrophy. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found higher choline intake associated with better verbal memory and reduced dementia risk. Eat 2 to 3 eggs several times a week. Third, fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, rich in DHA, omega-3s. Approximately 60% of your brain's dry weight is fat, and DHA is the most abundant fatty acid in brain tissue. It is literally the construction material your neurons are built from. Adequate DHA keeps neuronal membranes fluid and flexible, allowing electrical signals to travel with speed. BDNF rises. Neuroinflammation drops. Rush University research found older adults who ate fish at least once weekly showed significantly less cognitive decline over 5 years. Aim for 2 to 3 servings weekly. Fourth, walnuts. Uniquely rich in ALA, plant-based omega-3s, vitamin E, and polyphenols. UCLA research found higher walnut consumption associated with superior cognitive test scores, most pronounced in older adults. Their polyphenols stimulate new neuron growth in the hippocampus, a small handful every single day. Fifth, leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard. A decade-long Rush University study found people who ate 1 to 2 servings daily had cognitive function equivalent to people 11 years younger. 11 years? Leafy greens are rich in vitamin K, folate, and lutein. They are loaded with natural nitrates that the body converts to nitric oxide, dramatically increasing cerebral blood flow. Sixth, extra virgin olive oil. The cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, the eating pattern most consistently associated with reduced dementia risk. Its signature compound, oleocanthal, is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory molecules ever identified. Rich in vitamin E and oleic acid, which maintains the structural integrity of neuronal membranes. Use it as your primary cooking fat. Now let's build a day. Wake up. Instead of sugary cereal, make 2 scrambled eggs cooked in olive oil. with a generous handful of spinach folded in. Alongside that, oatmeal topped with blueberries and walnuts. Black coffee. This breakfast delivers choline, folate, anthocyanins, omega-3s, and oleocanthal. For lunch, a salad of leafy greens with olive oil, topped with sardines and walnuts. For dinner, grilled salmon with roasted vegetables. Every single component actively reduces inflammation, fortifies blood vessels, and gives your brain the materials to rebuild while you sleep. Because overnight, your brain's glymphatic system activates, primarily during deep sleep, pumping cerebrospinal fluid through brain tissue to flush out toxic proteins. Avoiding alcohol and protecting your sleep schedule are not separate concerns. They are part of the same unified strategy. The final truth. Memory loss is not the inevitable tax of aging. That narrative has caused immeasurable harm, convincing millions they are powerless over a process they actually have enormous influence over. Yes, genetics contribute. Yes, age brings change. But the food you eat every day sends biological signals with every single meal. It is either fueling the inflammation that erodes your neurons, or it is delivering the anti-inflammatory compounds, healthy fats, and vitamins your brain's repair systems are actively waiting for. You are not too old for this to matter. Neuroplasticity does not disappear after 60. Your brain can still grow, still adapt, still forge new connections. People in their 70s and 80s have demonstrated measurable cognitive improvements following dietary changes. It is never too late to begin. You don't need a perfect diet. You need a better diet than the one that has been quietly working against you. Start with one change. Add blueberries to your breakfast. Switch to olive oil. Put salmon on the table twice this week. The choice is yours. The time is now. Your brain is counting on you.